the calculation's based off of something that's off to begin with. Differently. And I think that sort of matches up pretty heavily to remind for me, beyond this discussion, I think there's an opportunity to think about how we approach this in the next year. I also would really benefit different. Those balances aren't going to support that level of spending. Are we where to point them towards?
That was meant to grow the pie for Opportunity Fund was require that the leaseholders of the polo fields pay $100,000. One has really benefited from this. That represents his expectation of what the needs are. But if you have a reasonable expectation that dollars will be coming in, I'll be with this. Doesn't necessarily benefit everyone across the city, and making it work for the folks who often are left behind. So,
I will caution, each year we budget the Opportunity Fund based on the year prior. And so if we utilize the $100,000, you haven't utilized that funding yet, but I have the Recreation Center funds. I will add that in the spring of this past year, we established a team that is working directly with each of the center directors, ensure that they are ready during close.
Thank you. So maybe
during close.
Thank you. So maybe we need a motion, right? Fund balances will be spent in those polo fields funds. I understand it's different than the way in place. Does that work?
Others, but again, there's a 2-week window. As well, but I think you have enough direction. All right, so we're not actually having a
Yes, Councilor, you got to recommend it.
And then Charles, that would need to be docketed adjacent to administration and staff to make sure.
Thank you, Council President. Certainly happy to go in this direction. However, I would say, understanding that there's a broader concern around if we do run into a challenge, we could, do some allocation for the general fund to make up the equity gap there.
President Pro Tem.
Again, I have 2 follow-up questions. Just ask. One is that in the final budget, did that impact any of the budgets that ultimately are in expectations for revenue and expenditures?
We are currently working with our